Welcome back and good morning. It is 9:48 a.m. on a Friday morning here in New York State. It's chilly out there. It got really cold last few days. What that means is I have to remove the window ACs that I have in my house that are in the windows. I have to take them out, put them in a basement or a garage. I'm gonna have to take care of that before I go to work. But anyways, I really enjoyed when I did last two episodes. Just me being candid and solo podcaster with you guys. So wanted to do another one, and I'm gonna try to do as many as I possibly can before work, after I do my school homework, and we're just gonna chat and talk about things and tell you how I'm doing. See how are you doing? If you are listening, how are you? Put that in the comment below. Really would like to know how you're doing in life. So there's a lot to talk about today. I wrote down about one, two, three, four, five different things, but I'm sure I'm gonna talk more about other things too. And before I forget, today is October 10th, and it is kind of crazy that Charlie Kirk was taken away from us about a month ago. And I don't care who you are, what your views are on Charlie Kirk, but I admired him. There's so many things that he did very well that I hope I'm able to do one day. Starting with having a respectful conversation, having the courage to go out there in the belly of the beast, even I would say, and have a respectful conversation with people. I think that's the courage that a lot of us, many of us, are lacking. And I think after his death, it really pushed me to do what I'm doing right now with you guys. Really have the courage to just speak regardless of what people think. I mean, I can tell you this right now. If somebody at my job finds out that I make these podcasts and just speak freely, I probably will get fired the way my work is. So I just want to honor Charlie Kirk. He was an amazing man, father, a friend. He loved this country. He really did. He loved this country, and I admire that about him. But most importantly, he was a godly man. He really every everywhere he went, he talked about God, his faith, which is amazing. He talked about Bible, he quoted verses. Amazing man. I have a lot of friends who are liberal, a lot of them, who do not like him because they have seen not full picture of who he was. They seen like a video cut of what he said that offended them. Then I would ask them, have you seen the full video? None of them have seen any of his full videos. So if you are somebody who disagree with him, I encourage you to go out and watch a lot of his full videos. Have the courage to be wrong. It is okay to be wrong. I've been wrong many times. There's a lot of views on so many things that I'm still learning about. And if you're 20 and then you had some views because you either started hanging out with either a lot of conservative people or a lot of liberal people, and then you just turned 30 and it had been 10 years and your views hadn't molded at all, something's wrong. You're gonna grow in your views, you're gonna grow in your beliefs and values over time, and your views might change. There's My views have changed on so many different things, so many different things in a good way. So I really encourage you to question yourself, like where your views were and where your views are now, and why do you believe the things you believe? Are those views really your views, or is just something that you heard an influencer tell you what you should or should not believe? Yeah, so thank you, Charlie. He he stood for everybody. I also want you all to know, like, even if you disagree with him, he also stood for your right too, even though you disagreed with him, because he stood for freedom of speech. He stood for that. I mean, even with this whole the text that Candace Owens been putting out about him being not super pro-Israel, and he didn't care what the donors wanted him to do. He still wanted Tucker to have a platform and Candace to have a platform to speak, because he really did stood up for freedom of speech. He didn't care your views. He wanted you to have a platform, and that's exactly what he did when he came to campuses and talked to you all. Like, hey, have a conversation. We're gonna record this conversation. We're gonna record what you think and what I think. We're gonna put it out there for people to see that America's like, we're we're not really that much divided as people think we are. We can still have a conversation, and which is really important. It's when people stop having conversations, it's the problem. That's what happens in the marriages. That's what happens in friendships. The moment you stop having conversation, the moment there's no communication, that's when relationship fails. So I you never want that to happen. Whether it's with your liberal friends or anybody on the internet, be respectful. Be respectful. We're all human. We're all trying. We all can be wrong. We all can be right. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're a tiny species who lives on this giant planet, who is that planet is like a drop in the ocean of this ocean. So we're only here for, some, if you're lucky, 70, 80 years. And life is very short. Life is very short and very, very, very fragile. Um, Live it. Live your life in a day, not in a lifetime. So, anyways, a little tribute to Charlie. I miss you. We miss you. We love you. And I hope you're having a good time in heaven with God. Okay. Um, Little story about work. I found out about that Charlie had passed away at work, and it shook me to my core. And I almost left work, but I'm like, I just stayed there. I can't leave. I have to be at work. Help them out. I was just shook. I was shook. And the place where I work, people, I would say majority of them celebrated his death, which is very sad. Very sad. Very sad. No one should be celebrating death, especially the way they killed Charlie. An assassination in a public square where he was just exercising his right to speech. We shouldn't be celebrating that. We're not that country. We're not that culture. That's the stuff happened in Islamist Muslim countries in the Middle East. We're not that culture. Don't normalize that. We are not that culture. I don't want to live in that culture. Really think about it. Why are you celebrating? This is the same people who celebrated when this criminal who assassinated a CEO. I don't agree. I have United Healthcare. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff they do, but we should not be celebrating that kind of stuff. We're not that culture. Just sad. Like, I disagreed with so many things Biden did, but I still respect him as an old man. For first, he was old, and as a president, he, however he did, he earned that title. He was a president, he was an elderly man, and I respect him, and I would never want him to go through any of that. Still respect him. I did not vote for him. But if I ever see him in public, yes, I will go out there and take a picture with him and will shake his hand because he was a president of the United States, whether I disagreed with him or not. There's another thing too. On the right, I stop calling all these names to people. It doesn't make you any better. Anyways, I'm going off the script. I don't have a script. I'm just have these topics that I want to talk about today. Okay, so I just saw this on Twitter. A lot of stuff going around that President Trump wants to put a triumphal arc in DC on America's 250th anniversary. I think that's cool. I think that's cool. I think that's really important. And I know liberals, no matter, I mean, let me tell you, if President Biden was doing this, I would be just as much excited about this. Why? I miss good art. I miss good architectural old art buildings that had meanings to them. There was a character in those buildings. It it used to tell a story. The buildings, the way their arches were and everything, they would tell a story. And now, if you go anywhere in the United States, in the world, for the most, well, especially in the United States, you go in downtown, all you have is rectangle or a square building with no character, nothing. You look at it and you almost want to look away because it's like you're looking at something that's dead. There's no life, there's no meaning. That's what most of the buildings are. That's a skill that over the years we just lost, I feel like. That's why a lot of people are just lost. You go in the city and there's nothing to look at, nothing that gives you hope and to see your life as a meaning. There's a meaning in that building and gives you hope, and then you find meaning in your own thing, and then you create art. We're missing that. So I thought that was really cool. I really hope that happens. Yeah, that's pretty much all of my thoughts on it. And people on the left, a lot of my friends, stop making everything political. That building, that structure is going to be in your country and it's beautiful. You should be proud of that. Why would you not be proud of that? Really think about it. Like, get out of your mind of left versus right. Just, this is your country and it's going to be beautiful. Be proud. I'm very proud of being here in the US. I love America, and yeah, be proud. Be proud. I just see a lot of immigrants, especially with all the Mexicans, the Mexican people flying all these Mexican flags and burning American flags. They're like, yeah, I'm so proud of Mexico. But you are in America. You moved to America for a reason. Clearly, Mexico wasn't great enough. That's why you moved to the United States. If Mexico was so great, why aren't you living in Mexico? And it's not just about Mexico. Let's say somebody from India comes in here and start burning American flag. I would criticize them just as much, if even more. Like, why are you here then? Move back to India. If India was so great, why did you move to the United States? Like, think. People don't think, have no critical thinking. Anyways, you know what I love? Diner coffee. You go to diners, you want to have a black coffee, but then they almost always bring the little jar with half and half of milk in it. Even though you don't want to put it in it, you just want to put it in and put a bag of sugar, even though you know it's so bad. And it just tastes like this diner black coffee with cream and sugar. It's just so good. And I love going to American diners. I just that's an American culture. Whoever came up with this idea of diners, God bless you, man. I love going to diners with my friends. Yeah. Anyways, that's what I did today. I had some black coffee. Then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put some milk in it and then put some honey, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm enjoying this makeshift diner coffee. All right. Um, I don't have a lot of time today. I'm going to do some family stuff, so I have four other things I want to talk about. Okay, so let's talk about this socialist communist dude that's running for New York City mayor. His name is Iran, and you all know who he is. I'm not gonna go in depth on what he's doing, and people are freaking out on the right, and left has completely flushed their brains down the gutter. So I don't want to talk about that. But listen, conservatives, and do I want him to win? Obviously not. But at the same time, guys, look at every Democratic run city in America, from San Francisco to Minneapolis to cities in Texas and a lot of, even in really conservative states, they're all run by socialist, communist mayors, council people, politicians, whatever you want to call it. They're all exactly the same people from the same pie. They're just not actively saying that they're socialist and communist. He's just saying he's socialist and communist. So whether he wins or not, it's just going to be just another communist socialist run city, and he's going to run it to the ground. And honestly, those people, they ran not saying they're socialists, they ran those city to the ground. He's running as a socialist, and he's going to run it to the ground. It is actually a really good advertisement to not for socialism. I kind of want him to win. I think he's going to win. He's going to fail miserably. Amazing. Let him win. Well, we know he's going to win, so let him win. Um, yeah, yeah, he's. And another thing too, I think people on the both sides of the aisle, um, we, the more you talk about him, and I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong talking about him. Like, I think people need to know about these issues that are happening. So I'm glad there's some people that are shedding some light on this issue. But then we start to almost romanticize the conversation about these people. The more you talk about evil, the more power you're giving him. And that's exactly what I see is happening with Zoran. The more people are talking about like this, Zoran, this or that as a communist, the more attention he gets, the more attention he's gonna get. Like the more stronger he's gonna get and gonna win, and he's gonna win now. Ironically, I'm talking about him right now. So, anyways, like when I first heard about it, I kind of cared, but now I'm just like, I don't care. That's just another communist person and endorsed by probably, I mean, another thing too, people on the left, and yeah, there are people on the right that are in the political square that are just as dumb. That I'm like, how are they getting votes? But especially on the people on the left, AOC, I mean, oh my God, the dumbest politicians. And then you follow that with Jasmine Crockett and now these people and then Elizabeth Warren. Guys, what are you doing? It feels like left will put a sack of potato as a president, and you all hate America and President Trump or whoever's running on the right so much that you will vote. Hell, I even think if they put an actual Hitler with the name that he's a democratic socialist, you all vote for him. Ironically, Hitler was a socialist. Again, critical thinking, you guys. Critical thinking. Think. Really think. Oh my God. All right, I'm gonna move on to something else. Peace in Gaza or Palestine. And right before talk about this, I just want you to know I'm only going to focus on what's happening, like the peace deal that's happening. I'm not going to focus on Israel and Palestine issue because, frankly, I don't know enough. I really don't know enough. What I do know, Hamas is a terrorist organization, and that I know. And if you're saying they're not, then you clearly have drank the Islamic terrorism Kool-Aid. But anyways, peace in Gaza. I'm very happy that's happening. I think people in Palestine and Israel will be happy about this deal and all the hostages will be freed, which is amazing too. And I follow a lot of people on the left and I follow a lot of people on the right. And I'm seeing people on the right are actually celebrating that this is happening. Finally, there's peace. And people on the left, you guys have been protesting, burning American flags for the past 2, 3 years, ever since the war started. You should be happy that the peace is happening in Gaza. And all I see is smearing posts and the one the one the people that should be happy about this are not happy. The very left, the American left. Why aren't you happy? Why aren't you happy about this deal? It's like you're hating that this peace deal happened because now you're not gonna have anything to protest and burn American flags on. It my God, I don't understand it. Like guys, you drive around with this coexist sticker and now the peace deal is finally happening, the war is ending in here, and you're still looking for ways to ignite a little bit of fire and get the war going on. See what I'm saying? Like clearly you don't believe in peace. You don't really want peace. You just want America. You just you just want world to burn and one side to look bad. Doesn't matter if it bring peace or more war. You just want one side to look bad. That's really what it is. And I used to really didn't believe. I'm like, and what are you talking about? Anti-Semite. That was like 4 or 5 years ago. And dude, yes, there is a lot of anti-Semite, and I see it on the left, on the right too, but on the left specifically. Um, yeah, it just boggles my mind. Boggles my mind, guys. And then I saw this video of this Middle Eastern Muslim man, Harvard grad. He's in New York City and he's chanting, "We need." I'm sure you all seen the video. I can try to find it, put it in here. I'm probably not going to, but you know who I'm talking about. If you've not seen it, I encourage you to look up that video. This Harvard grad, I don't know his name, chanting in New York City, we need another October 7th because we weren't strong enough. We need more October 7th. What is wrong with you? And then everybody who's protesting for peace is cheering that, yes, we need another October 7th. Guys, I want all you to really stop and think that this is not natural. This is something that some foreign powers funding these stupid, un American people to cause chaos and divide America. You, the divide the left, divide the right, divide just American people into all these different categories. It is not natural. I promise you, nothing about this is natural and organic. Somebody's paying these people, and it's not right. Just stop and think for a second. What are you watching and what he is promoting? The language he's using, the global intifada. Like, do you know what that means? Stop. Just stop promoting these guys, following these guys. And talking about that, I also want to talk about influencers on the right and influencers on the left. I I mean, we all know a lot of influencers on the left are paid. I mean, a lot of them were getting paid from the DNC. We know that now. We've seen the receipts. But then I never believed, because well, not that I never believed, I knew there's a lot of influencers getting paid as well, but the I'm starting to see how many people on the conservative side are also paid, like very much paid. I don't want to name anybody, but I know who I know you know who I'm talking about. A lot of them were funded by a foreign millionaire or billionaire to start their show or a podcast. And a lot of them are not talking about the obvious issue because they were getting funding from that particular region in the world, so they don't want to talk about that issue, which is wrong. I know. I hopefully you know who I'm talking about. Wrong. Very wrong. That's like somebody's controlling your voice. That's not you. That's not you being authentic. Anyways, lastly, I want to talk about Steven Crowder. I just want to kudos to him. He is going out and he started doing his change my mind things, which when he originally started that, I didn't know who he was. And I'm like, what is that? The meme was going around. I don't know, it's about almost 8, 9 years ago. And I found him and I really loved his content, what he was doing. I'm like, this is awesome. I wanted to do something like that, but I don't have any skills. We need more people who do things like Steven Crowder is doing. More conversation. I saw him in a barber shop having conversation with a lot of black people about reparation and all whatnot stuff. And kudos to him. We need to do what he's doing more, have more conversation. Yeah, so kudos to him. That's all I want to talk about. Anyways, that's it, you guys. And I hope you enjoyed this. I really enjoy it because I don't really have a. I don't really have. Okay, I don't really have friends that I can talk to this stuff about. I live in this area where it's small town and people are just content being of just the life they have, which is nothing wrong with it. That's amazing. That's awesome. But me being who I am, I need I need a medium where I can just talk about this stuff and form my thoughts on it. You know, so it's good that I can come here and just talk to you all, the 5 people who listen. Yeah, and I'm gonna do this more. I will. Today is Friday, and I'm gonna try to do one possibly tomorrow evening. Yeah, you're gonna start seeing more of this. I haven't posted anything on my other YouTube channel. That's the Deep Grid. I'm gonna put the link in my description of this video. I used to make a lot of the videos on there, but I enjoy doing this more. This is very, very natural. This is me. And sometimes those videos that I used to make, I would write a script, and then that I would speak with with the script, and sometimes just didn't really feel natural. So this is very, very, very natural. So yeah, um, if you like this video, share with your friends and family, and comment below what did you hate or what did you like about this video. Oh yes, another thing. I'm gonna create a new email, and I'll put the email at below. And so if you have something you want to talk about or something you disagree with, or if you have any suggestions, you can email me. I know I was supposed to do it for this video. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna try to work on it today. And other than that, follow Instagram. It's instagram.com/deep state podcast. It's the same exact thing for TikTok. Follow me in those two places, and I'm trying to post whatever those short things are people doing. And guys, I was never active on TikTok. I just made this TikTok for this because a few of my buddies are on TikTok and they want me to post this stuff on TikTok. And I'm like, okay, I'll figure it out. So, learning there as well. And if you have any thoughts about anything, let me know. And if there's something you're like, Deep, why aren't you talking about this issue? Guys, there's so many things going on. I am very just I got two jobs, full time, college students, and I have a family. So I've missed a lot of things. So if there's something you're like, hey, you are very biased. You aren't talking about this. Let me know what do you want me to talk about. I'm not gonna talk about exactly how you want me to talk about it. I'm gonna do my own research on it, and then we'll talk about it. Okay. Until then, have a blessed day.